This week on WeekBack Recap, we dive into PlayStation's State of Play stream. We also take a look at ID Xbox stream that just happened, and finally we look at EA and their recent layoffs that affected the entire company. All that and more on this week's episode of WeekBack Recap. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of WeekBack Recap. I am Deshaun over at Don't Give a Bit, where I run you through the latest and greatest in the video game industry. As you can tell, I got the new lighting set up, and hot damn do I feel beautiful. I hope I look just as good. So diving right in, first news story, PlayStation State of Play. Now this is kind of a big deal because this was PlayStation's first news-like event after the mentioning of dropping out of E3. So this was our first chance to dive into the minds of those over at PlayStation just to see what they had in store for us for the rest of the year. So this stream was a Nintendo Direct-like stream, funneling information into the viewer, just kind of giving us a heads up of what's to come. So the entire stream mainly consisted of VR games. Now that's not a bad thing. I know that a lot of people went in this with high expectations of what's to come, E3-like news, and no, that's not the case at all. This was really PlayStation doubling down on the fact that VR is a major component of the PlayStation ecosystem. Not a bad thing. We also got to look at some cool games coming up there and some cool games that are already out. Now this entire stream is important in the fact that PlayStation's not going to be at E3, and this is probably how they're going to deliver their news. For their first State of Play, they couldn't come out too hot. It would set up expectations way too high. So this was a nice delivery of information and a good way to reaffirm that PlayStation VR is going to be a solid pillar of the PlayStation ecosystem. Now, moving on to the next story. So right on their heels, we had ID at Xbox stream. This was pretty much another Nintendo Direct-like stream where Xbox was showcasing a lot of the indies that are going to be coming day and date on Game Pass. We had a lot of cool games like Killer Queen Black coming to Game Pass, as well as After Party, the devil drinking game that looks pretty interesting. It's hard to explain, but it looks really interesting. Now this is important mainly because it shows that Xbox is highlighting its indies again, especially putting them on Game Pass, which I'm not going to talk about anymore because we've highlighted Game Pass so much in the past episodes. We all know the benefits of it, but this is great for the indie developers to showcase their game day and date on Game Pass. It's going to drive a lot of publicity to the developers, and being able to showcase those games and getting more people play it day and date, and then driving up the value of Game Pass, which helps out Microsoft overall. Just good stuff. Moving on to the next thing, Borderlands 3. We got the trailer this week, we got the release this week, we got the announcement this week. Now we can stop talking about Borderlands 3. The most important thing is it is now confirmed. Good stuff. We can just move on to the next one, right? Moving on to the next story. EA joins the recent list of publishers having major layoffs at the company. Now this one is a little bit different. There had been rumblings about EA reconstructing the way that they do publishing and advertising for their games since October. Now EA had confirmed that it was laying off about 350 of its 9,000 employees globally around the entire company. That roughly comes out to about 4% of the company. Now this is a little bit different, mainly because EA had planned for a lot of these layoffs, and there were solid severance packages set aside to ensure that employees were taken care of afterward. Now if you remember, Apex Legends, a Respawn game published by EA, had a very successful marketing campaign through influencers. This kind of gives you an idea that EA might be changing the way that it's advertising its game through influencers from now on. Different Twitch streamers, YouTube players, just overall social media marketing. It's just going to change the way that game companies advertise in the future. Now finally for this week, this is just some goofy stuff that's been going around. PlayStation 5 controller's been leaked. It has not been leaked. It's a whole bunch of asshats dropping different mock-ups, but just to kind of show you what they look like. Some of them look pretty cool, some of them just looks like straight ass cakes, so pay those no mind. And also, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice has been out for about 5 days, and it's already been beat by a speedrunner in under an hour. It's crazy. It's whatever. People are liking the game, people are enjoying the game. Check more of that out if you're into the FromSoft games, the Dark Souls, the Bloodborns, any of those type games. Now, as always, thank you for watching. If you enjoy the content, be sure to follow, like, subscribe, to all that good stuff. Do the rigmarole, baby. Do the rigmarole, all right? I'll keep staying beautiful, all right? You should try to do the same.
Are we done?
Are we done? I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And as always, sit down, shut up, and play some games. All right? Keep your games closer. Keep your friends close. Keep your games closer. Why play tomorrow what you can play today? I got a whole bunch of mottos, baby. I can keep them coming. I can keep them coming. I actually ain't got no more, so you can go ahead and cut it, though.